guys, welcome back to the channel. It has been a long time since we did a chatty get ready with me, so I'm going to do one today for this look because I remembered to film an intro. That is always the struggle with these videos, as I very rarely remember. Well, no, I've been doing okay recently, but it's been a problem in the past. So I'm not going to ramble too much here. We're just going to get right into it and cut to me with no makeup, looking like a little alien. So I am getting ready in here today because the thought of like dragging all of my equipment into my like dressing room closet and then dragging it all back here to record later was making me not want to record, so I was like, fine, cut that step out, so we're just gonna do it here if that's what it takes. So it's actually not too cold right now. I deal so poorly with the cold, and in winter I struggle to do anything because I'm just like, no, it's cold, I need to stay under a blanket. But I went to bed with the like heating controls last night, so like the second I kind of like vaguely awoke this morning, I rolled over and booped it on, so that I know you can set a timer, but I haven't figured out how to do that yet, so that was my solution. It's been a while, I don't even really know where to start. Put makeup on face, that would probably be the most logical place to start. Yeah, I guess we'll just get into how life has been lately, because I know I hadn't been posting as much as I would have liked to. A lot of that was, you know, down to stress, some of which you guys now know the reason for, although not even the only thing. Life has just been stupid lately, but life has been pretty much like a direct mixture of like really fucking amazing and fucking terrible. Like, it's been very polarizing, so yeah, there's been a lot. It's one of those things where like I know the people who follow me on Instagram kind of already know everything. If you don't follow me on Instagram, this is my suggestion to do so. If you like things of mine like vlogs, like daily life vlogs or like anything like that, Instagram's good because I post on my stories like fucking constantly. I probably post too much on my stories, but if I'm doing anything, I tend to post a lot on there. So if you enjoy that type of content and I'm not making enough of it, you get like snippets of it over there, so pro tip. But yeah, do you know what? In fact, speaking of Instagram, that's how I'm going to figure out what all I've been doing since the last time we spoke. I think the last time I did a get ready with me video was just after I'd gotten back from the London trip before the last one. So if I scroll back in my little camera roll, I can find that. Yeah. So yeah, no, I've had like a lot of fun little sort of days out since then. Like me and my friends, I think just like directly after I got back from London pretty much, we went for like a little picnic like out by the Titanic Museum, just 'cause it's like a nice little area to sit, and that was really fun. Like we brought blankets and like a little friendship bracelet making kit, and we all sat and like made little friendship bracelets, and we had our little picnic, and we spilled our deepest darkest secrets. Trauma dumped on each other a little bit, but no, it was nice, it was healing, it was good, and that was really fun. And like someone had brought a candle to keep away like bugs and stuff because it was like a citronella candle, but like of course that meant there was fire, which inevitably resulted in us using it to set fire to other things. And then we had marshmallows, so we just like started toasting the marshmallows. We were sitting with our little fucking fire outside the Titanic Museum toasting marshmallows. Then it was like, it got like fairly late in the evening, and we're like, we could actually just go and like get barbecue stuff and like go to the beach and have like an actual barbecue. So it was almost midnight at this point, and we were like, right. So we hopped in the car, went as fast as we could within legal limits to the Spar, which closed at midnight. We got in just in time, so we got like a crappy little disposable barbecue, and there wasn't really like very many good barbecue-y foods, especially like for the like vegan and vegetarian people. I ended up getting like a flatbread and just like cooked the flatbread on the barbecue, and it was actually delicious. I've been dreaming about that barbecue flatbread. But that was such a fun little day. And then I had a few different little trips to the farm. Went up to Newcastle to the butterfly house and went on like a cursed carousel. If you scroll down through my Instagram, you'll see this. One thing I've been doing, well, I haven't since I got back from London at the start of November because it got really cold. It was already cold, but I've been swimming in the sea quite a lot, including at night, which was actually really fun, and I never thought I'd be able to convince anyone to be that stupid to do it with me, but I actually convinced two of my friends. The first time I went swimming in the sea at night, two friends came along, but they wouldn't go in the water for like various reasons, like having colds or whatever. But then I went back a little while later with like two other friends, and we went swimming in the sea at night, and it was so fun. So cold, but so fun. Hold on, I need to start doing my makeup or we're just going to talk forever. Also, while I'm on the subject of all of this, it's worth noting that on my Instagram, if you look at like the little like highlights, there's a few of those that has like a bunch of like permanently saved little clips from like all the various adventures I've been having, so you can also check those for little mini clips, mini little vlogs. Swimming in the sea a lot, even though it's been frickin' freezing, and doing so at night, which was very fun and very exciting and very spooky. I love a bit of a spook. bit of thalassophobia, is that how you say that word? So yeah, thoroughly been enjoying myself with all that. I kind of want to start going again because I couldn't when I first got back from London because I had like a wee tattoo that was healing, but now it's healed and I'm like, now I could go swimming again, but it is also considerably more cold, which is crazy because it was already pretty cold, but it is far worse now and I'm like, ooh, am I brave enough? That is the question. But there's like a bunch of groups that still go out and do it like all year round and I'm like, am I going to let someone out crazy me? So maybe I just need to be tough and go and do it anyway. Because like, to be fair, it's really cold, but like the first few minutes feel like you're dying. It feels like your lungs are collapsing in on themselves, but once you get used to it, it's great. So if you can just get past that feeling, you'll be a-okay. So yes, very much enjoying that. London was a lot. Do you know, right, so I still plan on doing like a London video because I did record a bunch of little clips and I did like really fun things. I went to Highgate Cemetery and all that, and I would, if I got enough stuff, like to put a London video together. And I want that video to remain positive, like all the fun parts of London. So I'm going to talk about all the stressful parts of London in this video because fucking hell, that trip tested me something shocking. Like I said, I did a lot of nice things and in some ways I had a really good time, but in other ways I was having a fucking terrible time. So literally the very night that I got to London, it was nice at first. I went with my friend Ellen, Avoid Everyone on Instagram, to get ramen in a place called Bone Daddy's, and they have this one that's like vegetarian or vegan, like if you take out the egg and something else is vegan. I think I just got the vegetarian one because I wanted the egg. But yeah, Bone Daddy's, and it was like this mushroom ramen, and it was like the best ramen I've had in my entire freaking life. It was delicious and I've been dreaming of it ever since I left, because I feel like a lot of the time when I've tried to have like either vegan or vegetarian ramen, it hasn't been very good because the broth is just really bland. Like I feel a lot of places do not put effort into their, this is not going very even, into their like vegan broths, which is a shame, but this like, oh, this one was delicious. It was so good. So yeah, no, that was really nice. And then we met up with Will, Rotten Hollow, and I'd never met either of them before, but we were all sharing a hotel room for that weekend, so, or like 2 nights anyway. Because we were going to Monster Queen the next night. So yeah, first night there, it was really fun, but at the same time I also happened to find out some really shitty stuff. And before anyone thinks that this like there were so many stressful things going on. This first night I found out some really shitty stuff. That shitty stuff had absolutely nothing to do with my ex or any of that craziness that's happened recently, which I'm not really going to be getting into, but you know, just because I know people are going, that wasn't that. That was something else. I found out some shitty stuff that really sucked and made me really sad. So I was already stressed from that. Tried to push it back to the back of my mind to have a nice night. I think the 3 of us stayed up until like 4 o'clock in the morning or something talking, like, you know, like whenever you just meet new people and you're just like, you get into that like vibe where you just like cannot stop fucking, like every time, because like all 3 of us were in a hotel room, so every time it was like getting a little bit sleepy, I felt like we just started talking about something again and it was just like impossible to sleep because we just could not shut the fuck up. So that was really fun and they were both really lovely. But yeah, so I had this like first night, stressful information, and I'm like, great, amazing, push it down. So then the next day I toodled off, rolled out of bed. I don't think I even got changed. I feel like I was so tired that I'm pretty sure I like rolled out of the bed in the clothes that I'd ended up falling asleep in and went straight to my tattoo appointment. I went back to Spooks. He did, the last time I was in London, he did the back of my ankles and my ant and my thumb, and this time he did my little beetle here. So I went and got that, and that was lovely as always. He is a lovely fella. If you're looking for tattoos in London and you want some like bugs or cool spooky shit, hit him up. You can find his, he'll be tagged on my Instagram in any pictures of the tattoos he's done. That's probably the easiest way to find him. Yeah, so I got that. That was lovely. Headed back, and then it was time to get ready for Monster Queen that night. And then as I was getting ready for Monster Queen, more stressful information came through, and this time it was to do with the whole situation that's just happened, we don't need to get into, but yeah, it was to do with that, and I was like, fuck me! So I was like trying to get ready for Monster Queen while also like on the phone to the police and trying to email my solicitor, and that was a whole thing, and I was like, this is not the relaxing getting ready time that I wanted. So again, high stress, stressy. Managed to get ready anyway, and so me, Ellen and Will headed out and went to their friend's house first. I don't know where in London that was. I just followed along and hoped for the best. But yeah, and everyone there was so lovely. So we like chilled out there. There was a whole bunch of people and everyone there was so sweet. met a lot of really nice people, and that was nice, and I was able to kind of like just forget about shit that was going on for a little while. And then we all headed to Monster Queen, and that was very fun. It was my first Monster Queen and I really enjoyed it. Plus it was like the Halloween event thing, so Slime Light was actually happening at the same time in the same building, just on different floors, and at some point the night opened up so you could just go in between them, so it was like a pretty big night, and it was really fun. I got to meet some friends that I've known online for like a very long time but had like never had a chance to meet in real life, so that was really nice. Saw some other people I hadn't seen in a while. Overall, very good time at Monster Queen, I think. And then the bus back that night was mental. Like, you know the night bus in Harry Potter? Like, where it's just like fucking... It was literally like that. I was like flying across the bus. Everyone on the bus seemed to be like, what the fuck is going? Like, are we in a high-speed chase? What is that? It was the craziest bus ride I've ever had. But we got back eventually, passed the frick out, and then had to wake up rather hungover at like 10 o'clock in the morning because we were checking out at 11, which was terrible. So trying to get packed in that state was a lot. So yeah, did that, and I think we went and like just chilled in the Starbucks for a while. I'm like giving me a rundown of these bits because I don't think I like vlogged any of this, so that like I can mention it quickly in the next video. But yeah, so Sunday was so I got to London on the Friday, so that was Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday was when we were checking out. I think Sunday was like the day where nothing particularly bad happened other than me being a little bit hungover, so that was nice. So we went in Starbucks, and then I went to meet my friend Nikki, who I was staying with, which was really nice, and we went for afternoon tea. And I agreed to afternoon tea knowing that there was a potential of me being hungover, and it was actually still really nice, and it was in a really cute little place. I can't remember what it's called, but we had like lovely afternoon tea in a lovely place, and it was all delicious, but I was definitely like kind of sitting at the fancy table like it was a little bit much. I don't think I'd even like drank in like weeks up until that point either, so it was like big night out after having not been out much. But yeah, I had a lovely afternoon tea and then went back. And then on Monday, which was Halloween, something else happened that I can't really get into. Again, nothing to do with my ex, nothing to do with that situation. Entirely different bullshit, stressful information. Something happened that I can't really get into, and most other people don't want to, that really upset me and really stressed me out, and I was already dealing with all the other stress that I mentioned that weekend, so that was all going on. And I was having like a full fucking breakdown that day. And like, Nikki had gone to work, and we don't like know each other super well yet. We'd only met like twice up until this point. So even if she'd been in the house, I wouldn't want to have like a full breakdown, like, you know, try to reserve that for people I've known for a while. A little, you know, ease them into my crazy. We didn't know each other that well, so I already wouldn't want to be having a breakdown. But Nikki was at work and her partner was working from home, and I'm in the other room like, no, cannot have a full meltdown right now. So I was just like having a terrible day. I was like, I had plans to go out in London that day, like just by myself and explore. I didn't get around to doing it because like plus I was waiting on a phone call that was important, which never came. So Halloween I ended up having a genuinely terrible day. It was so bad, which is a real shame. And then we're almost at the end of like the stressful stuff. I think it kind of chilled out towards the end of the week. But then the next morning, so on Tuesday, which is the day I was going to Highgate, the plan was to get a lift with Nikki to whatever the little part of London is called where Highgate is. And she was going to drop me off, and then I was meeting my friend Moose. And so I'm in the car with Nikki, and I'm kind of giving her a bit of a rundown of the stuff that happened the day before that had left me in such a state, because I was like visibly upset but trying not to like, you know, actually fall to pieces. So I was giving her like the sort of rundown, the history of what went on there and stuff. So I'm already in the car like trying to tell this story of like crying like and I get a message. So like the plan for London was Monster Queen. I keep getting going to say Monster Garden because Monster Queen the first weekend, Torture Garden the next weekend. You can see where I'm going wrong. That was the plan. But then I got a text while I was already very emotional in the middle of this story from one of the girls I was meant to be going to Torture Garden with, and it was basically like, yeah, there are real strikes this weekend, so no one's going anymore, and we've cancelled the hotel and refunded all our tickets, but you know, sorry. And I'm like, the hotel that I'm meant to be staying in has been cancelled. So I was even like in more of a panic. I was like, but where do I stay? Thankfully, Nikki was able to let me stay for another night. We ended up figuring that out, but like I had a moment of like, cool, I'm stranded in London with nowhere to sit. So I was like, and in my already emotional state, that was a full breakdown. Plus I never managed to get my ticket for Torture Garden refunded. I was gonna see if I could go with other people, couldn't, and then I didn't get refunded, and that really sucked. So that was a bit of a waste of money. So that's a shame, because I've been wanting to go to Torture Garden for fucking years, and I was like, I'm finally gonna go, and then it just did not work out. But yeah, so I like, by that point, on the Tuesday I was like, plus then it was like, you know, I was in London, had all this bad stuff going on that I couldn't really deal with until I got home, and I was like, oh my god, I'm here for like another week. And I found out I didn't even need to be there for another week because the thing I was staying for was cancelled, and I was like, and I was like, oh my god. So Nikki dropped me off and I went into Starbucks. That's where I was going to be meeting Moose, and I'm like, standing at Starbucks, blinking back the tears. I'm like, do not cry, bitch. Do not cry in Starbucks. We're not gonna cry once. Just chill. And I'm like, so I get my little apple juice and I'm sitting down. I'm like trying to calm myself down. I feel so bad because Moose walks in and they're like, hey, how are you? And I like look up and I'm just like, just immediately like, that question of how are you was just the thing that broke me. So I had to give them a very quick rundown of what was going on. And they were really sweet, bless. They seemed very, very concerned. And they were like, you know, we don't have to go to the cemetery if we don't want. I was like, no, we're going, it's good, I'm pushing this down. So shoved it down, pushed down the emotions, and we went and we had a lovely day at the cemetery, except for the fact that I also then that day had to have like a phone meeting with my solicitor. So I was like, at one point I had to leave Moose to just kind of go off and wander around. I'm literally wandering around Highgate Cemetery on the phone with my solicitor, like discussing important things. I'm like, I hate this, what is so it was a lot. It was a lot. Like I said, because there's so much that I can't really get into the details of, it's more stressful than it sounds. I was very upset. But I think the rest of the week was reasonably chill, and then I just got to do fun things, and Highgate Cemetery was lovely, and I can tell you about the rest of the stuff I did in London. I've not made very much progress on this makeup. I've been too busy rambling. It's been a while. We need to catch up, guys. That was a lot. So whenever I finally got home then, what day did I get home? I think it was like the next Saturday or something. I finally got home like that night, and I just, everything that I'd been suppressing for like the week and a bit in London just came out. I did have a little bit of a breakdown for a few days there whenever I got back from London, because I was like, right, well, now it's time to unpackage everything that we shoved in that box. Yes, London did a bunch of great things that we'll hear about later, but it was also one of the most stressful trips of my entire life, and weirdly, none of the stress, well, other than the Torture Garden thing being cancelled, other than that, none of the stress actually had anything to do with London. It was all problems from back home that had chased me to London, which is a shame because I'd been so stressed for like 2 months up until that point, and I was so looking forward to this London trip. I was like, oh, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna get away. I'm gonna get a break from all the bad stuff. I'm gonna relax. Nope. No, bitch. You thought. But yeah, you just have to learn to laugh at your own misery, because my life has felt like a fucking soap opera or a telenovela or some shit for the past couple of months, and I'm tired of it. What have I been doing since I got back from London? I actually don't even know. Oh, I forgot as well, before that London trip, I actually went to go see The Exploited, and that was really, really fun. My friend was meant to go with me, but she was sick, so she couldn't go at the last minute, and I ended up just going by myself, which I was a little bit scared about because, I don't know, I'm nervous. By the way, I'm so sorry if anyone was at that Exploited gig, if I seemed like standoffish or whatever. Like, I'm always so afraid of that, but I was literally just like so nervous. I was there by myself, and like, you know, I like drove down stuff, so I didn't, like, I was completely sober, and just, there was like a couple of times where like, I don't know if someone like went to talk to me or not. I'm not really sure if that was the thing, but if they were trying to talk to me, then I definitely just panicked and like scooted away, and it's not me being like rude. I keep thinking that like I don't really have issues with I definitely have anxiety, but I keep thinking I don't have issues with social anxiety specifically anymore, because in a lot of sort of like one-on-one situations or like meeting someone for the first time, I've not been doing too bad actually. I've been sort of okay, so I keep being like, oh yeah, social anxiety, that's not a problem anymore, and now I'll walk into like a room full of people I don't know and I'm like so yeah, that I had like such a good time at that gig, but it definitely, I was a little bit nervous. So yes, I am so sorry if anyone there tried to talk to me and I seemed weird. I was just so, but yeah, very, very fun. And one of the support bands was one that I hadn't heard before. They're a local band called Takers and Users, and they've like actually made their way into like music that I play every single day because I actually really, really love their stuff, so that was nice. That was before London, then I went to London. Other fun days out with friends in between then as well, which is I have a really lovely group of friends. I feel like I haven't done a ton since I got back from London, just because life has been stressful and all of my friends are on different work schedules and stuff, so it's kind of hard for everyone to meet up. I know I had like a little party at a friend's house and we were absolutely let me know if you guys want a full video of this. I don't know how to upload it without getting in trouble with YouTube unless I just reword a lot of things. There's this app and it's intended for couples and it gives like spicy suggestions of things to do with like your partner, right? But I found it, I think, through TikTok, and the thing that I noticed was it suggests like positions, spicy yoga positions that are fucking ridiculous, that like you're looking at them like you're like that's literally not possible. Things don't bend, that it's not possible. So it became like a daily thing where like every day I would like, you know, find the little things that it suggested and I would send it into like my friends group, like group chat that we have. We'd all just kind of make fun of them. So at this little party, me and my friends decided to try to like obviously fully clothed like recreate a couple of these stupid positions, and it was so funny. They're like, I'm sure I've had them playing here while I'm talking. It's so much funnier with sound though. They are somewhere in the, I think the friend stuff 2 highlights reel on my Instagram. Would you be interested in me and like more of my friends doing a video where we do this and like try to like recreate these stupid fucking scenarios? Because like it was so funny, and I think it, like if I can find a way of doing it without angering the YouTube gods, it could potentially be a hilarious video. Let me know. Obviously no nudity, fully clothed, all good. So yeah, there's that little party. Been out a couple of little times. Me and my friend went to the aquarium the other day. That was very nice. We were meant to go to like some full moon forest party as well, but I think it got cancelled because it was raining, so they couldn't get the fire going or something. But we had a very nice day. We had bubble tea, went to the aquarium, got food, went to Voodoo for a little while. So yeah, that has been, I think, most of what I've been up to. That and making my little jackets. Well, my jacket and my vest that I'm working on. My card filled up and I was like, why the fuck is my card filled up? It's because I had not cleared it since I recorded a 3-hour video the other night. That's why it filled up. So that makes sense. It has been cleared and we are good to go back to me talking a lot and not doing makeup, because apparently that's what this video is. Right, hang on. Let me just make a wee little bit of progress here. Why is it so quiet? It's because I just turned my music off so I could record. That's like the one downside to doing this type of, I could just wear headphones, but then I find it hard to concentrate on what I'm saying. But yeah, like usually when I'm getting ready I'll play music or like a TV show or something, so then whenever I'm doing this, obviously I can't do that because YouTube would be like, strike me with 1,000 copyright strikes. But yeah, it's nice, it feels like really quiet. I don't really know where we got to. As for upcoming plans for, oh, I also went over to like a friend's house the other night. We had a really nice night and we had some fucking delicious mac and cheese. A lot of delicious mac and cheese. There was so much. And watched movies and stuff, and I ended up staying over there, and that was very nice. Funny, like I feel like, you know, I finally have my new house, but I feel like the past little while I haven't even been sleeping here that much. Well, that would have been a thing to do like 20 odd minutes ago. I'm sorry, I am a mess. We know this, especially right now. But yeah, so plans for the rest of the year. I don't have anything super solid. I said the rest of the year. There's not very much of the rest of the year, is there? I still keep thinking we're at like the start of November. We are not. It is almost over. I had originally really wanted to see if I could make it to London for New Year's, but ultimately too spendy right now, so we're not going to do that. I might be going down south for a little New Year's thing. I haven't fully figured that out yet. In the meantime, I'm just like, I've quite recently started being, I've been enjoying like gigs and stuff more than I used to. I'm enjoying a lot of things, honestly, recently more than I used to. But yeah, gigs is definitely one of those, so I'm kind of like on the lookout for fun things like that. I went to see The Who the other night. I forgot to tell you about that. Christ. They came to Belfast once before and I missed them that time. I can't remember if I was in London or if I just found out too late, but I didn't get to go see them that time, and I was gutted because The Who, when I say The Who, I mean HU. They're like a Mongolian band, not The Who as in, what were they, like mods? Were they a mod band? I don't really get the whole mod thing, to be honest. Gigs, that's what I went to see The Who! That's why we got there. So yeah, I went to see The Who. There was a band that came on before them. We got there just a tiny bit late, so we missed the first band like coming on, but we saw a good few of their songs. It took me so long to figure out their name. Every time we said it, I was only catching the end, and it turns out I was hearing it slightly wrong, so I kept like Googling various things that sounded like what we were saying. They were like, I don't know what kind of band. They were Irish, and it was like quite like traditional music, but with like a bit of a twist. Turns out their name was Tau and the Drones of Praise. I kept hearing drums, especially in like, you know, the Southern Irish accent. Like, but yeah, I kept thinking he was saying Drums of Praise, and I was like Googling all this stuff and like song, I could not find Tau and the Drums of Praise. And they were like, actually, I really ended up enjoying them. There's like one song especially where like the drums are really heavy, you know, where you can feel it like beating in your chest, and I love that shit. And then The Who came on and they were so good live. I got like a bunch of little clips on my phone, but like, I also can't play them here because copyright, but also like they just didn't do it justice. They have such a good sound live. They had really good energy, and yeah, they're just so fucking cool, and I was so glad it was such a last minute decision. Like I think it was 30 minutes before I went, I was like, right, buy ticket, go. And yeah, no, so good. Really enjoyed that. So yeah, I've been like just sort of like trying to keep an eye out for things like that now, because I feel like I never find out things are happening until they've already happened, and then I miss it and I'm mad about it. So trying my very best recently to keep an eye out for things. I think there's something happening like the day before Christmas Eve that looks kind of fun. It's something with the Outcasts. It's called like Almost Acoustic or something. I don't know, but it sounds interesting. It actually seems like pretty fun, so I'm considering that, but I don't really know yet. So yeah, in terms of YouTube content, that is something that I'm still wanting to get more on top of now, because I know I've been slacking. And like I said, it is partially because for the past couple of months I have been so chaotically stressed. And like I said, you guys, I was never planning on telling anyone, but you guys know a big part of that now, but there's actually still other things. That was probably one of the biggest ones, but there are like a few other things behind the scenes that have been really fucking stressing me out. But at this point, I'm doing my best to just be like, fuck it. We're moving past this shit. We're just pretending it's not happening and it's all good. So yeah, I've been slacking a bit, but I really do want to get myself back into a good YouTube-y headspace so that we can do more. So I have quite a few videos planned that I want to do. I do have another housewarming present video coming, and it has a special sort of guest appearance from my mom. I haven't even looked through the footage yet, but basically like you don't see her, she's sitting off camera, but she comments, she makes commentary. I'm hoping you'll be able to hear her well, because like I said, I haven't checked that footage yet. I am sorry it's taken me so long to get around to those. The last one, it's so stupid. The last one it took me so long to do because every time I sat down to edit, I hated how I looked in that video so much. And like, you know, the lighting was like fucking terrible, that just every time I sat down to edit it and I looked at myself, I was just like, I can't. So it's purely just my own vanity, was like that, just being busy with other things, but like that was one of the things that held that video back, was just every time I looked at it I just hated myself and I was like, I don't want to do this. But it was, you know, one of those videos that I couldn't redo, obviously, because, you know, the whole thing was opening reactions, so eventually I just had to suck it up and deal with it. So that was one of the things that held me back so long on that one. So I am really sorry for anyone who was waiting for that and for anyone who is waiting for the next one, but I'm going to try to get that done soon. Like I said, I've got all the footage. I think I said in a comment that I couldn't figure out like where it was. It was on a different memory card to the one I thought it was. I have so many cards and batteries and stuff all over the place, so I found the memory card that it's on, so we're good. We're rolling. Things are going smoothly, so hopefully I can get that one up. Oh no. I also, first of all, nearly at the end of the video, first of all, in terms of this stuff, I just want to say a massive thank you to all the support recently. I keep sort of not wanting to like bring it up much because I don't want to drag that whole thing on, because I never wanted that whole thing to be a thing in the first place. I very much want it to be over, so I don't want to keep mentioning it, but it would be rude not to say thank you for all the incredible support since everything went tits up there. Yeah, no, I've been like really touched by the support, by everyone else's stories. Like, God, I guess it just shows that unfortunately, it's one of the few times you can say unfortunately none of us are alone, because, you know, whenever you go through something shit, you don't want other people to also be going through something shit. But it has been comforting and validating, you know, sort of hearing from other people who've had similar situations. And that's ultimately why, like, I've left that video up, is because it sort of spoke to a lot of people who have gone through similar things. Yeah, no, I've just been really touched by all of that. And I've also been incredibly touched by all of the people who also took to Patreon to support me. I can never say thank you enough for all of that. I can only hope that I can continue to be sort of worthy of your support, especially through there. Like, I know some people take issue with Patreon and they're like, ooh, get a real job. But, you know, at the end of the day, this is what I do, and this is what I've been doing for quite a long time now, and if people are willing to support me in that way, then, you know, like, that's amazing and that's their business. And like, if you don't agree with it and you don't want to support on Patreon, you absolutely don't have to, and I get that some people won't see the value in it, but yeah, for the people who do, like, fuck, thank you so much. And just, yeah, I hope that I can keep your support, and I don't know what to say. I feel like I can't get out the gratitude well enough, and then I don't want to come across as ungrateful, but I just, yeah, thank you so much. And since we're talking about it, shameless plug, Patreon down below, best possible way to support this channel, keep the content coming. I love you all a lot. You're all absolutely fantastic at the point. So with Patreon, I have been meaning for days now to do a post on there doing like a big thank you, but like just my my head was fucked for a little while there, and it went from me just being completely distraught for days on end to then having to just for my own self-preservation, having to flip complete opposite direction and just have a few days where I basically pretended that none of this had been happening, ignore all the messages, ignore everything that's been going on, and I just took a few days to basically binge watch Wednesday and make my little jackets and turn off my brain while destroying my thumbs putting studs in jackets, and that was nice. I really needed that. So, but yeah, if I mean to put a little post up on there, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do another Patreon only live stream shortly. I think I missed November's one because November was a bit crazy, but like I got back from London and then all the stuff was going on and all the stuff happened. But yeah, so there will be another Patreon only live stream shortly. I will continue to keep you guys updated about the Sebastian plush that's going on over there. I haven't had any updates recently because I gave them the last notes from all of you guys, and they're working on that now, so I won't have any more updates until we get a little further. And then the other thing I need to sort out is getting back to my Discord, because I had a Discord for my Patreon, but I haven't used it in a long time. I genuinely couldn't this is so unflattering. I genuinely could not tell you what my issue is. I am having some really weird, I don't know if it's because I haven't been on it for so long, but I'm having the weirdest, like, anxious mental block around getting back and using that Discord, to the point where like it doesn't make any sense, but I literally want to delete the whole Discord and make a fresh new one. I haven't even looked at it because I can't I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know where this anxiety is coming from, but I've been like really afraid to get back to it when there's no reason to. It's very strange, but I am going to sort my shit out and I'm going to do that. We'll get back to the Discord and we'll have a good time in there. I don't know why the thought of starting fresh is so appealing and why I feel like that would make me feel better, because there's no reason for it, but then I don't want to like get rid of stuff if people like it. I'll make a post about it on Patreon and we can talk about it there and we can figure it out, because I know I'm being silly. Oh no, I forgot that I really need new gel eyeliner. This one's gone all clumpy. I had to go out yesterday to get my car's MOT done, which is the first time I've ever done that because I also haven't been driving for very long. So I got the car's MOT done because there was like a massive backlog. I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but because of COVID in Northern Ireland there was this like huge backlog, so it was really hard to get an MOT appointment. So I finally got it. Well, I booked it like months ago. It was finally time for it. Went through and I passed, which I'm really glad about, because if I had failed it after like the amount that I had to spend on repairs whenever I got my service done back in August or whatever, I would be so angry, but I passed. I think actually this is my last month, because it's like I either could have paid it in one big chunk in August or set it up as like payments over 6 months. Like, you know, do a chunk and then payments over 6 months. So I've been doing that the past 6 months. I think this is my last month, and then my car repairs are paid off. Very exciting, because that was a lot. But yeah, it'll be nice not having that hefty sum come out of my account every month after this month. Done! Eyebrows are sisters, not twins. These live in entirely separate realities. These are part of two entirely different universes in the multiverse. I'm still very tired. Not been sleeping well at all recently. I already tend to deal with like nightmares and anxiety dreams, and the past couple of weeks, obviously I've been more stressed and more anxious, so that has really increased. And I wake up confused as to like what's real and what's really happened and what was just part of my anxiety dream, so I keep thinking like new horrible things have happened that turns out just to be a dream. And also Sebastian recently has started a new little phase of just screaming in the morning. That's what he does, like, sun's up bitch, it's time to scream. I very rarely get a good sleep because every morning at the crack of dawn Sebastian just walks through the house screaming like he's being murdered when he's completely fine. And then what's even worse is on the rare morning when he's not screaming, I still don't sleep well, because then I'm lying there, I'm aware like mornings are coming, and I'm like, why don't I hear screaming? And I get really panicked and I convince myself that he's dead, so I end up getting up out of bed to check on him and he's actually just asleep, and then I wake him up and then it's time to scream. So yeah, if I don't hear screaming, I convince myself that something is really badly wrong, and then I end up being the one who begins the screaming ritual. So there is no peace for me. He is totally fine, by the way. He's being checked out by a vet multiple times. He is in tip-top health. He just likes the sound of his own voice, I guess. I don't really know. This is gonna be real long, I am sorry. Then again, you guys all say that you like long videos, so I don't know why I'm always apologizing. You do seem to enjoy them, which I have to say is impressive in today's age of first Vine and then TikTok kind of like conditioning us into only enjoying like very short form media. Because even I struggle now, like I've gotten so used to TikTok that I'll struggle to watch anything like long unless it's in the background, so Well, I guess that's the trick, to put it in the background. Yeah, it's like, it's nice to see so many people still like enjoy long videos and stuff. Like permanently a little bit inquisitive. I don't even care, whatever. I've been driving now like what, like a year and a half at this point maybe, and I am still so in love with the freedom that it's given me. Like, I really do wish that I had learned to drive years and years ago, and I'm so mad because I had the opportunity to whenever I was like fucking 17. I like technically could have learned to drive and I didn't for stupid reasons, and I'm kicking myself now because I didn't think, like, I knew it would be handy, but I was like, yeah, if I get a car, I probably won't actually use it that much, you know, it would just be like an occasional thing. But no, I love just being able to like drive where I want to. It makes such a difference. I still have like things to decorate my car with that I bought like back when I first got the car. I think it was actually before I'd even got the car. I'd passed my test and I picked out the car, but the car was like coming in from England or something. Like, it is secondhand, but it was like coming in, I don't know, it was coming from England, so it wasn't there yet. But I knew which one I was getting, so I like bought things to decorate it before I even had it. And I actually haven't put them on yet because some of them go on the outside of the car, and there's like a couple of little bits that I would really, if I could, like to have either sprayed or wrapped or whatever black, because there's like a few bits on my car that are silver rather than black, and it would just look so much cooler if it was all black. So I've held off putting those on because then if that was going to happen, then I would have to take them back off, which would be annoying. And it'd be a whole thing. Oh, other side doesn't have fucking eyeliner. But yeah, if I ever get around to doing that, I could do like a little decorate my car with me video or something. It needs a good clean though. My next plan for the house, I can't remember if I've talked about this here yet or not. I kind of can never remember what I've just said on the likes of Instagram and what I've said in like previous videos on here, but I took a break from doing too much decorating to the house. Like I said, like obviously I've been decorating in here in my office. I hadn't done too much more, and one of the reasons was because like when I was first moved in, if you remember, I was told like not to paint until I'd been here for a while, and then the only reason I got to it was because like with my office I messaged them and I was like, well, it's just gonna go like a slightly paler shade than it already is, plus it would fix this like hole that someone's punched in the wall if I painted over that for you. So, and they were like, okay, you can paint the office. And like my bed was on the way, and I messaged and I was like, hey, like my bed's gonna be here soon, and if I don't paint before the bed goes in the room, I'm never gonna be able to paint. And they're like, okay, you can paint the bedroom. So after that I didn't want to push it, I didn't want to annoy them, I didn't want to keep doing it, but I've been here for a while now, so I am going to message the landlord and ask if I can paint the living room. And I know exactly what I want to do with it now, because I saw a really pretty building in London that gave me ideas. I had like a previous idea, but that's kind of switched my idea up a little bit, but more on that later if we get to do it. But I need to find my landlord's phone number. I have the estate agent's phone number, I just can't find my landlord's phone number. People always ask me about this lip shade, and it's Exorcism, a KVD Beauty. Maybe do like a little bit of black right in the middle. Perhaps. Get it all over the teeth. I don't really know how I feel about that. I might kind of wait until the rest is done and then I'll decide. So I'm gonna go, I painted my nails like 2 days ago and they're already a mess. I'm gonna go, I might throw on some eyelashes, but I'm mostly gonna go get dressed, I guess, and then I'll see you in a minute. And we are done! This monstrosity, in case you can't tell, is one of the jackets I'm currently working on. It's not fully done yet, but I've made like decent progress. It's gonna look fucking stupid when it's done, but that's what I'm in this for. It is going to be way too over the top. It is going to weigh more than I do, but I am excited and it's being very fun, and I can't wait until this one is done so I can start another one. I have too many ideas for these in mind. Like, I wanted to make one of these for so many years and I didn't, because I'd like buy something and it would be time to like start doing stuff to it and I'd be like, I'm gonna ruin it, and I was always too afraid to get started, so I would just buy supplies and never do anything with them. So this time I was like, right, it is just do it. It doesn't, if it turns out crap, it doesn't matter, just do it. I'm so glad I finally got started, because now this is just, is my current hyperfixation, and I just want to make a lot of jackets and vests because it's really fun. So hurts my thumbs, but it's fun. Anyway, yeah, so this is the look. So I'm sure, I don't even know how long this video is at this point. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm sure it's long. Either sorry or you're welcome, depending on your feelings on long videos. So as always, if you could check out my Patreon, that would be amazing. The link is down in the description. Just so people know, by the way, my description, it's auto-generated, like it's the same for every video, and then I just stick like the first line as something to do with the video, if you know what I mean. But like the whole big thing with like all my links and stuff is just always there, like it just pops in on every video. So if there's ever like out of date information in there or anything, I'm sorry, because I tend to forget to update it. But yeah, that's all like except for like the first little bit that's like specific to the video, that all comes up automatically. Point being, Patreon. Link to the Patreon is down there, and it is indeed indeed. So if you would like to check that out and support me over there, that'd be amazing. Like I said, I am going to be doing some more public live streams soon. Also, I've just been getting my head sorted, but there's more of those coming. We've been playing Outlast, it's a very scary game. That's been fun. And then there's also going to be some Patreon only live streams coming up, so if you want to be part of those, join Patreon. If you want to be able to watch streams back at any time, join Patreon. If you want to be kept in the loop with special Sebastian plush updates, join Patreon. If you just want to be nice and support the channel, you get it. If you enjoyed today's video, leave me a little comment down below. I would love to hear from you. I hope everyone is doing well. If you're new here and you enjoyed my endless rambling about nothing in particular, do feel free to subscribe. We would love to have you as part of the family. And now I am going to go and fight my inner demons and record more instead of going to get needles. You know, in fucking Spider-Man, when... Spider-Man? Joe Spider-Man! In Spider-Man, the Green Goblin, and like, you know, Willem Dafoe's like little Green Goblin person is like talking to him, like the suit is talking to him. I feel like that, like I'm like, right, gonna get work done, but there's like his little voice in my head like, go get the needles. Get the needles. So yeah, that's but no, I will be sensible. I will persevere. Okay, I have talked enough. I will see you next time, lovelies. Bye!